And a pleasant good evening, everyone, from Cardinal Athletic Complex. It's time for girls soccer on CTN Coon Rapids. Tonight, the Cardinals host the Rogers Royals, a team they have faced 4 times, a program they're looking for their first win against, as they've played them every year since 2018 in the regular season. It's a Northwest Suburban Conference matchup. The Royals from Rogers come in with a record of 6-5 overall and 3-5 in conference play. Coon Rapids, meanwhile, has fallen on hard times this season, 1-11 and 0-8 in NWSC play. As we take a look at the headband for the Rogers Royals, in the form of Aaron Lindquist. His team in the all-white kits with the blue lettering and numerals. Cardinals in the all-red with the white lettering and numerals. Lindquist has led his team to quite a good record. This is a program that was a 2010 state champion. As you see John Karen there, Coach Karen has dealt with some tough injuries this year, including to Captain Lucy Wynn. As the Cardinals will kick off here to start things. A girls-boys doubleheader. Jeremy Smith will have the boys game for you immediately following this one here from Cardinal Stadium. Rogers controls the ball early, just knocking it around. The Royals won 5 of their first 6 games, but have since played stiffer competition as of late and have lost 3 straight in the form against the likes of Maple Grove, Andover, and Blaine. Andover and Blaine, of course, at the top of the conference, and Maple Grove not far behind. Between Andover, Blaine, Maple Grove, and Centennial, you've got 4 of the better teams in the state, all in this very challenging and deep Northwest Suburban Conference. Royals possessing the ball down the far side in the early going. Good switch of play to Lauren Miley, the junior defender. Now it's through the midfield. This is Ella Wade, senior co-captain. The other co-captain, the defender, senior defender, McKenna Sandberg, who was one of the big returnees for Rogers. Also a really good hockey player for the Royals. She is out tonight, so a couple of co-captains missing from both squads. Played down line for number 5, Lauren Carroll. Her 16 goals led the Royals last year, and she's got 4 already this year. Just a sophomore, and the sophomore striker has it taken away. She recovers, though, and ends up sending it off of Sarah Force, the co-captain for the Cardinals, out of play for an early corner. As you take a look at Lauren Carroll, 6 points on the season. Speedy winger, making things happen for Rogers. They have won the conference 6 times. Scoring has been an issue, as you see here. Potentially a short corner to Greta Chamura. She dances by a defender, centers it, and that's a training ground move for sure, but ultimately Carroll's shot goes high and does not result in a save by Kara Reinars. Nice, well played by Avery Achterkirch, the junior defender. Achterkirch playing in that central midfield or central defender role. Christy Achuchik also in the backfield. They're going to have Brooke Griffith take the corner, or the goal kick rather, for Coon Rapids. Goes all the way out to Miley. Rogers playing a very high line, pressing these Coon Rapids Cardinals. Achterkirch. Back for Christy Achuchik. Miley will watch this one go out of play. Rogers kind of in the middle of the pack in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Team that is probably solidly better than a good half of the league, but not quite to the level of the top teams, as evidenced by the fact that they have struggled to score in their last 3 games. As we said, they're really playing the top of the conference, and in those 3 games, they've been held to just a single goal. a 3-1 loss, and then a 2-0 and 3-0 loss. So, and conversely, not surprisingly, 5 of their 6 wins have been clean sheets. Long shot from distance goes out of play. Wade trying to claim that it took a deflection, but it's out. 2 shots, but none on goal. As you look at Sarah Force, the captain, beautiful sight. Nothing more American than that. On top of the light standard here. Getting a good view from midfield. The Cardinals will have a throw in front of the Rogers bench. Yeah, if Rogers holds defensively, they'll feel pretty good. There's a shot and a chance, and the save made, and the follow-up is good. Put away by Abby Enquist, her 9th goal of the season. The junior shot was initially saved by Reiners, and then Enquist finished the job, and as a reason she's leading this team in goals this year, her 9th tally for the leading scorer for this Rogers team. That goal coming just 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes into this first half. That was all Enquist running onto it, following up her shot, and Reinhurst made the save initially, as we'll take a look at it. Great ball, pumped ahead by the captain, Ella Wade, and then you see just a tough angle, and then shot it with the right, finished it with the left. Impressive from Abby Enquist. Great camera work down on the sideline, so give the goal to Enquist and an assist to the captain, Ella Wade. And it's 1-0 Rogers. Bill Hupp filling in tonight for the usual suspects, Joe Yund and Howie Schwab. On an absolutely gorgeous night for soccer here in Coon Rapids. 69 and sunny at kickoff. Boys game to follow this one at 7. Actor Kirch gets it ahead, poorly trapped though when it goes out of play off of Greta Chamorro, just an 8th grader, playing in that striker role. Isabella Allen throws it into Grace Stevenson, and first foul of the game called. So free kick now for Sarah Force. Just 1 goal this year for Force. Coon Rapids overall, we talked about their struggles to score. 4 goals in 3 games. They've been shut out in their other 9 games. They've really been trying to replace Anna Kepke and Molly Knobloch, who are both now St. Thomas Tommies. 5th meeting ever between Rogers and Coon Rapids. 0-3-1 in this series are Coon Rapids. Into the path of Carroll. She gets it ahead, and now Rogers looking to counter. They've got space. Nice intervention there to cut it off by LeClaire and allow her teammates to retreat back and regroup. As you see Enquist nearing double-digit goals on the season. That cross by Olivia Smith goes out of play, and it'll result in a corner kick. Second corner of the game, as it'll be put down by Ashlyn O'Malley. They like the short corner, and they execute it here again. Little give and go with O'Malley. She decides to have a go and hits the football crossbar. Already the 5th shot of the game for Rogers. Only a couple have been on target, and 1 went in. Cardinals trail at 1-0 8 minutes gone by here, first half. Allen tries to go down line. And then Stevenson clipped the heels of Miley. Actor Kirch spying her targets. Looks up for Enquist to make a run. Enquist tracking hard, and a nice job defensively by Coon Rapids to sweep away the danger. Enquist was all over the back of LeClaire, but ultimately fellow defender Kaylin Green came over and took care of the danger. Another corner, however, from the outside. As you see here, just a well-read play. This one a traditional corner. It sails over everyone's head and out of play on the far side. Greta Chimura having a solid first year on varsity, 2 goals and 4 assists for the 8th grader. Achuchik over for Actor Kirch. Near side, Miley. Miley with room to roam, and Stevenson commits the foul. Stevenson whistled for both of them so far. And in fact, she went to the book. Wow. Oh, she got ball. I don't know about that card. That's harsh. So Grace Stevenson has to go out as she gets booked. So again, Actor Kirch standing over it. Into the box, turned on, and off the post, off the left post, I should say. Ella Wade did a nice job of steering that toward the net. And then Lauren Carroll was right on the doorstep for a tap in, and somehow she hit it off the post. Good pressure by Reiners to come out and force the issue. But danger is not cleared as Chimura tries to get it over for Maddie Sharpton, taken off her toes. On the far side, Ashlyn O'Malley has her pass intercepted. Where are the Cardinals going to get offense? That's the question. We're more than 11 minutes gone by, and it's been a struggle so far to even possess it in the Rogers side of the field. Chimura gets to the end line first. Well defended, but Carroll's there. She has it taken away. Now the Cardinals trying to clear with Sophie Backery. Chimura with a nice recovery back to Miley. Miley carries down line, and now Rogers playing those triangles again. Chimura looking for Enquist, who manages to flick it on toward the goal, but not much on it, and that allows Reinhurst to grab it. This is the free kick, Actor Kirch, as you can see, and it was steered nicely by Wade. It would have gone wide, I think, but Carroll was right there, and she just hangs her head, knowing that she had a tap in. She was first to react to it, and really Rogers has been first to react to most of the balls here, these 50-50 opportunities, as that goes off out on the far side for Coon Rapids' throw. Coon Rapids unofficially 3 saves for Kara Reiners, or Kari Reiners, I should say. 7 shots for Rogers. But credit to Wade for even doing something with it. Used the inside of her right boot to just kind of deflect it down. Now a chance for Coon Rapids. And hopefully something where they can possess it. Quickly taken back though. Carroll pressing. battling hard with the captain, Bailey Rue. And Rue earns the free kick. Two fouls apiece now on Coon Rapids and Rogers. Wade has been a force in that midfield, Ella Wade, and she's all over things again. As you see the number 10 wearing the captain's armband, and the number usually reserved for that sort of central midfielder role. Not much movement for the Cardinals, and Wade gets it to Carroll, turns, goes down line. Shimura skips past a defender. Shimura trying to get to the end line, and she's knocked over by LeClaire. So another dangerous free kick opportunity for Rogers. This one coming maybe 5-10 yards outside the box. As you see, Shimura just kind of used that hesitation dribble, and a tactical foul by Angelina LeClaire, the freshman defender. Ella Wade stands over it. Her 14 assists led Rogers last year. She got 3 goals and 2 assists this year. Puts it into the box. Again flicked on and then booted over by Achterkirch. Showing why she's a center back right there. So Rogers could do more to put the ball on net. That's the difference so far between the Centennial game when the Cardinals hosted the Cougars. The Cardinals were just making just about everything. They had the shooting boots on that day. Royals with a 1-0 lead, though, scoring at 4 minutes and 57 seconds of the first half. 9th goal of the season for Abby Enquist, the junior striker, assisted by the captain, Ella Wade. 3 goals and 3 assists on the season now for Wade. Throwing on the far side for the Cardinals. Boys game should be very evenly matched between the Royals and the Cardinals. Wade turns in the midfield. It's got acres of space to run into. Goes outside of the boot. What a ball. And the flag is up. Great ball, but Maddie Sharpton, the freshman, could not hold her run. But Wade continuing to dominate things, and she is holding her left wrist. She appears to be shaken up, and I'm going to think they're going to try to get a replacement. She seems to be in some discomfort. She was tackled as she delivered that outside of the boot cross, and a beautiful cross it was. Sharpton just a hair offside, but that's going to result in Reagan Weirman coming on. It'll be interesting to see if Ella Wade returns as we see the tackle here. Wade just kind of clipped. Force just kind of came across, and Wade went down. Was slow to get up, and now, as you can see, she's being attended to by the medical staff here in Coon Rapids. So hopefully she's all right, but the captain goes out, and it's a free kick after the offside for Coon Rapids. Cardinals need to get their offense going. They have not had much possession, if any, certainly not much in the Rogers side of the field. Royals have come here and been on the front foot since the opening whistle. How will things change once the Ella Wade has been out? Because Wade was really bossing the game, as they say. So will things change once she goes out? It's going to be a throw-in on the near side for Rogers and Lauren Miley. Looking for Enquist. Tries to hit a running, Carroll had made a run, and ultimately it's swept out of bounds by Brooke Griffith. Carroll and Enquist, really good movement for strikers, really doing a nice job of moving off the ball and making themselves available for a pass. 23 minutes to go, first half. Cardinals trail it by a goal. We'll have a throw in on the near side. Selena Cardenas Lazos into the game. Enquist battling with Bakri. Hear the metronome for the band going off in the background. Shimura looking middle, trying to hit a cutting Enquist. Or beg your pardon, that's Lily Perkins. But it goes out of bounds for a throw. Rogers, as we said, owns a 3-0-1 record in this series. Nice job by Carroll to check up a run. Tries to cut inside. Manages to keep the ball. Trying to get past Bakri. Finds Enquist. And again, well played by the defender, Angelina Leclerc, as she gets in the mix and forces another corner for Rogers. Already their fourth of the half. Substitution is Piper Karish. Checks into the game for Rogers. And again, another short corner being cooked up by Ashlyn O'Malley and Greta Chimura. Chimura from O'Malley. Dances around initial defender. Crosses it. Loose in the box. Cardinals unable to clear. Just a lot of bodies in the way, and finally Chimura's shot blasted high. Well, Greta Chimura has been impressive, especially for an 8th grader. She is in and around everything so far. As you see O'Malley with the initial cross, I believe it might have hit Bakri. Or Bailey Rue, I should say. Another shot by Reagan Weirman. So a couple shots in that sequence. Unofficially 10 now for the game for Rogers. Enquist. Drop back into that more midfield role with Wade out. Carroll charging forward. Leclerc in the mix for Coon Rapids, and it's played back to safety for Rogers. You see this a lot in the Premier League and professional football leagues, but you don't see it as much in high school. The just trying to possess and playing it back through the backfield and the goalie. Using that goalkeeper to maintain possession and distribute. Up for Enquist. She's surrounded by a couple Cardinals, but it falls fortuitously for Rogers. Nice job coming over to defend, however. Well played by Leclerc. She's been everywhere for the Cardinals here in the first half. Great recovery to take it off the attacker as the kick by Machuchik goes out of bounds. Hooked away by Bakri and out of play. O'Malley. Well, that's why you got to be excited if you're a Royals soccer fan. There's some real serious youth contributing here. Lauren Carroll and Chimura, O'Malley. Emma Blanchard, the freshman who we've not even talked about because she hasn't had to do anything yet. They do have a goalie. We just have not seen her. Cardinals hoping they can make her do a little work here before the half. Griffith again with her third consecutive throw. That Royals back line has really been comfortable passing to each other and has not allowed anything to even approach their own box, their own 18-yard box. It's been all Royals here in the first half as Katie Smith enters for Coon Rapids, replacing Anna Langworthy. Griffith staring directly into that sun. Achuchek just real solid back in there at center back position.
Hello.
Controlling things. Oh, nice ball played wide. Perkins runs onto it. Makes a move. Lefty cross looking for Carroll. It's deflected and nearly in. Nearly an own goal as Force put a boot on it. Reiners luckily was at the near post and was able to push it aside and force a corner kick. Reiners was looking alive, and Force was the one who got a foot to that cross and nearly turned it into her own net. Well played by Reiners. Swept aside initially by Isabel Allen and out of play.
Now we're on players. I got 12, I got 19, I got 17. 19 is wide open. And the ball.
Couple substitutions. Getting ready, one for Coon Rapids. Long shot from distance off the crossbar. The follow-up, Chamura's there. She plays it back. Another shot from distance, and that one is too high. We'll have to take another look at this one, but that one from Ashlyn O'Malley nearly made it 2-0 Rogers. They've hit a post and now a crossbar as that one from distance from O'Malley was dipping down, hit the underside of the bar. It had Reiners beaten. Chamura got there first but couldn't do anything with it. And now they'll get some of their backups in with 25 minutes gone by just about here in the first half. Actor Kirch and plays catch back there with Achuchik. Again, that back line, as you can see, very comfortable passing to and fro amongst themselves. Cardinals just unable to keep the ball in the offensive half. Emily Carroll, sister of Lauren Carroll, as that one goes into the waiting arms of Reiners, who's been busy in this first half. She's seen 12 shots and saved officially 2 of them. Rogers has dominated this game, as we said, but Coon Rapids only finds itself down a goal. O'Malley once again charging forward. Another shot from distance, or maybe a cross. Either way, Reiners is out to claim it. 14.5 minutes to go before halftime. Grace Stevenson set to re-enter. She's got 3 assists this year after having 2 all of last year. She's assisted on 3 of the 4 Cardinals goals this season. So it went on the near side in front of the Coon Rapids bench. Stevenson's got to be careful, though. She's on a yellow. Back for Rue. Actor Kirch pressured by Cardenas Lazos. Lumped forward, well played by LeClaire. She's had a great first half. Rue can't keep it from going out of bounds.
14, I need to be on 3. Watch the switch. 2, 21, the ones that are ready to go.
Seen multiple goaltenders this year, goalkeepers for the Cardinals. Stella Bone has seen time in net. Kari Reiners, the senior, getting the call tonight. Force only as far as Achterkirch. Achterkirch back for Achuchik. They just do such a nice job working the ball side to side. Cleared out by Griffith. Rogers still looking for that second goal. They'd feel a lot more comfortable with this lead if they had it. That said, Emma Blanchard, Blanchard's made 20 saves on the season, has the freshman for Rogers. She's had to do very little today. Nothing, really. No goal kicks. Has not touched the ball in this half. Opportunity here, and again, the offside flag is up this time on Perkins. Ella Wade exited midway through this first half with an injury. She has not returned. Be surprised if we saw her the rest of the game, but that one goes out of play. And it's going to be a goal kick for the Cardinals. Lauren Miley's been pretty active, though, in that right back position, and she re-enters. She might be playing more of a central role this time. LeClaire again involved in another play. Could have been appeals for a penalty, but there were none, so. Back to action. Hard to tie your shoes with a goalie with a pair of goalie gloves on. I played club goalie in high school. I can attest to that. Just not much offensive support up top for Coon Rapids. Great spacing for Rogers as well, especially, like I said, along that back line. Emily Carroll's pass is cut out. Achterkirch near side for Karish. Now a potential chance for Coon Rapids. But it's hooked forward right to Emily Carroll. Sometimes anticipation is just all you need, and the flag's up again. As this time the guilty party, Brianna Villanti. Coon Rapids takes that quickly. Third offside of the half on Rogers. Inside of 9 minutes to go in the first half. Down line, O'Malley squares it. Carroll trying to get there first. She's shielded off nicely, though, by Isabel Allen. Good recovery by Allen. Falls kindly for Kaylin Green and then hooked clear. Achterkirch. It's been very solid along with Achuchik back there, the center backs. 4 Royals come on, as well as a couple Cardinals. Among them, Kaylin Green. Kind of a perfect fall day. Foul called on Rogers. 3 apiece now. So Force will try to get it forward and get it into the mix, get something going for Coon Rapids. Rogers wins the header. And just having way too much time and space on the ball. Big collision, play on, says the ref. Lauren Carroll a little careless with it. Enquist times her run beautifully. Trying to beat Rue. Rue trying to get there first. Enquist and their feet get tangled. Royals fans wanted a penalty. Enquist, you can see, not sure. It certainly looked like their heels clipped. We'll take a closer look at it, but Rue battling with Enquist, and Enquist is a speedy and smart forward. So a nice job by Bailey Rue, the co-captain for Centennial, or for Coon Rapids, as you see here. And there's where they thought the foul occurred, and Enquist was trying to come back to the ball and just got her feet tangled up with Rue, but the ref said play on. Certainly think Rogers could have had a case for a penalty there, but nothing doing, so we play on. Karish for Enquist. She's got the goal, and she's been everywhere in this first half. 6 minutes remaining. Karish's cross falls for Chamora right at Reiners. And actually, that was Emma Putton who tested Reiners, but she was equal to the task. Four shots on goal, or 5 shots on goal rather, and 4 saves for Coon Rapids. We still trail it 1-0. This is Enquist in the box. Cuts in on her right, gets a shot off. Reiners nearly spilled it. Had to be wary of an onrushing Rogers defender. As you see, this chance here and a good one. Putton turns, gets a shot off, but Reiners just slid ever so slightly to her right and made the save. By my count, 15 shots, 6 of them on goal. Enquist has been involved heavily in this first half, and she plays it down line for Lauren Carroll, whose cross is dealt with at the near post and turned aside for a corner. Nicely played by Green. Six corners in this half, and all of them have been for Rogers. Cardinals struggling to clear the danger, and finally they do. As ultimately Sophie Backery deals with it. Ball has just been bounding around in that 18-yard box too much. Enquist flicks it on, and then it's cleared over the Rogers bench. This Rogers team, very smart, very sharp IQ, knowing how to time their runs and how to play the angles. That aspect of their game has been very impressive here in this first half. Finds its way all the way to the left wing. Rogers regains it in the midfield. They're patiently setting up their attack. Karish for Carroll. He's not on the same page. Another foul on the Royals. John Caron will have some thinking to do, some scheming to try to get his offense going. Try to have his kids possess it with something meaningful in the second half in the Rogers side of the field. No shots, no times in the box, nothing that would have troubled freshman goalkeeper Emma Blanchard. Down line, another smart run from Enquist. Into the box, tries to cut it back on her left. Battling with Rue. LeClaire shoves off that challenge, centers it, no one was there. Oh, she squared it across the mouth of the goal, but no teammate was there to tap it in. Terrific strength and skill, though, shown by Abby Enquist. As you see Enquist hounded by Rue and LeClaire. She tried to cut it back on onto her left foot and then had another Cardinal defender just seeing red jerseys come at her. As Enquist picked up another foul, and this time she's a little shaken up. So now a free kick for Rogers in a dangerous position as there's just a minute to go in the half. Looking into that sun, Kari Reiners. Carey at the near post and watches it go past her right post. So it ended up being a shot ultimately from Ashlyn O'Malley that went harmlessly wide. About 30 seconds left before halftime. Reiners will get to switch fields and not have to look into that sun in the second half. Cardinals with a little spark, 18 seconds left. And Rogers once again regains possession. Karish. Enquist picks the pocket of Rue. Reiners off her line as time expires here in the first half. Rogers scores less than 5 minutes into the first half, and that lead holds up. They battered the Coon Rapids net, but Kari Reiners has kept this just a one-goal game. We go to the halftime break here at the Cardinal Athletic Complex. 1-0 our score. Rogers leading Coon Rapids here on CTN Coon Rapids.
All right, Howie, take a look. Our opponents are on this side, and the Cardinals are over here. Where's the line of scrimmage?
Right here.
Good. So obviously the Cards want to get the ball downfield anywhere over here, and the other guys are pushing back this way over here. So one strategy would take...
Hey, Joe!
What?
Tic-tac-toe, I win!
Well, I haven't... Oh, nice. I haven't...
Back here at the Cardinals Athletic Complex, where the Eagles soar. That was maybe the coolest thing of the first half here as Coon Rapids trails Rogers at the break, 1-0. Highlights were really all Rogers in the first half. They opened the scoring pretty early. A beautiful ball played by Ella Wade into the path of Abby Elmquist, and she shot it with her right and then followed it up with her left and tucked it home for her 9th goal of the season to give the Royals a 1-0 lead. They would come close on a couple other occasions. They'd hit a post right here with Lauren Carroll. And then later, beautiful little passage of play here. And ultimately, that had to be turned aside by Carrie Reinhardt, who had a really nice first half. They'd also hit a crossbar. Reinhardt's making ultimately 5 saves as Rogers had 6 corner kicks and 5 shots on goal. And John Caron with some things to talk about with his troops as Coon Rapids again missing their co-captain, senior defender Lucy Wynn, as they have all season long. And it's just been a tough first half as Rogers came out aggressive on the front foot. They lost their captain, Ella Wade, to some sort of wrist or shoulder injury in the first half, midway through the first half. She has not returned, but they have not missed a beat as they have been very dominant. And now joining me for the second half of this broadcast, and also he'll be taking you through the boys' game that follows, Jeremy Smith. Jeremy, welcome in.
Thanks for having me.
Good to have you on board as Rogers and Elmquist will get things going here in the second half.
Well,
Coon Rapids just hoping to get a toehold into this game.
Well, if there's one good thing about switching sides in the field is that Rogers' goalie has the sun in her eyes now.
Right, exactly. Not that Emma Blanchard has had much to do, if anything, did not touch the ball in that first half, and Rogers again comes out with that possession-based football as it goes out of play on the far side. Boys' game should be interesting as well between these two teams, pretty evenly matched.
We'll see how much that sun plays into that future game, but could have an effect here. It's getting low enough. You can see she's got her hand over her eyes already there.
Rogers, a growing school. They only recently joined the NWSC, and so Coon Rapids has faced the Royals every year since 2018. They're still looking for their first win. They're 0-3-1 against these Royals. Been shut out the last couple times, the last 3 times, in fact. Hadn't scored a goal against the Royals since 2018 when they lost 6-2.
Well, there is a lost season in there as well. So
yes.
It's not quite as bad.
Well, they did draw. And they played in 2020. They did draw 0-0 in 2020. So that's the 1 point the Cardinals have picked up against this Rogers program. Royals coming in looking to snap a 3-game losing skid and pick up their 4th conference win of the season. Cardinals' depth being tested with all the injuries they've dealt with, and trying to replace a few kids from graduation as well. Elmquist looking for Carroll, and it's cut out by LeClaire, who had a really nice first half for Coon Rapids. What Coon Rapids sports have you seen this fall, Jeremy?
Oh, I just wrapped up the St. Paul Saints season, so this is actually my first Coon Rapids action of the year. So
oh, nice.
Nice to ease my way in with some soccer, the sport I probably know the best. Lacrosse.
You got to know baseball pretty well by now, too.
Well, by now, yeah. But you try to tune out as much as you can when you're watching baseball.
Don't say that to the Saints fans.
Oh, I'm just having some fun. No, I had kids that played soccer and lacrosse, so those are 2 I probably am most familiar with. Baseball and football are Joe and Howie territory, but I'm always willing to step in and help out when need be. And looks like neither team can really get possession of the ball here. A lot of play on that far side, just popping it out of bounds, throwing it in, 1 or 2 kicks, and it's back out again.
Yeah, it was interesting because we talked about how Wade went out with injury. When she was in the game, she was really controlling things in the midfield, spraying passes around. She was the one who assisted on the goal by Elmquist less than 5 minutes into this game. But Rogers has still had plenty of good opportunities since then, but things have definitely been a little less fluid without the captain in the lineup for Rogers.
And on my way in, I saw her leaving the stadium, so I do not think she will be returning today.
All right. Breaking news here on this broadcast as Rogers carries it to the end line, and it goes out of play. 7th corner of the game now for the Royals. Nice effort there by Maddie Sharpton, freshman forward.
Do you see that flag in the corner flapping a little bit? There is some wind.
Oh, for sure. There's absolutely some wind.
And they go with just the pass in.
Yeah, little short corner. Sharpton squares it. Shimura had a great first half. The 8th grader on it right now, trying to keep possession for Rogers. Almost called him Rochester. I was fortunate to be on the call this summer, speaking of baseball, for the town ball for the Rochester Royals.
Oh, nice.
Run to the state title. Elmquist turns and shoots. It takes a deflection. And it is swept aside out on the near side. Got Rochester Royals on the brain. Out of play, another throw, and this is kind of a repeat of what we saw in the first half. What was your role specifically on Saints broadcasts?
I was producing on there, so thankfully no one had to listen to me there. They were spared from that.
There's a shot off the initial clearance and a beautiful finish. Lauren Carroll gets her team-leading 5th goal of the second on the team, 5th goal of the season. She led the team last year with 16, and she gets her 5th here.
We'll see on the replay here. Really good placement. She just popped it up over the goalie and hit that top bar.
Yeah, just beautifully done. I believe it was Lauren Carroll. But you see the cross coming in. It was initially brought down, and then Carroll just got to it first, and absolutely nothing Reinars could do to save that one. So for the second straight half, they basically score within the first 5 minutes to the Royals.
Just stick with Royals. That way you can't be wrong.
It's we're just having too much fun. That's the problem.
There it is. And the Royals possessing the ball again, already on the attack.
Yeah, this is what they've done, is they're really getting the chokehold on this game, is Achterkirch, and that back line for Rogers has really done a nice job of just kind of snuffing out any attack that Coon Rapids might have. But a nice job by Lauren Carroll. So the two dangerous goal scorers we talked about coming in Abby Elmquist, she gets her 9th of the season, team leading 9th, and Lauren Carroll adds her 5th. 5 goals to go along with 2 assists now for Carroll, and it was just a pure striker's finish, right? Once Coon Rapids defended it well, but the touch was a little bit heavy and it fell right, and a little bit unlucky. It just fell right to Carroll, who finished comfortably. In the middle, Maddie Sharpton. Now this is better for Coon Rapids. Cardinals trying to control things. First time they've had it in the box today. Ultimately, Rogers able to clear. They get it wide for Chamura on the far side.
Looking to keep their speed as they come across midfield.
Nice job of counterattacking football here from Rogers as Elmquist gets it to Chamura. Chamura, her shot goes wide, and she grabs her head, disgusted. Nice little 1-2 though between Elmquist, Chamura, and Carroll. They have been really, really solid up top all game for Rogers, who lead it 2-0 against Coon Rapids. Cardinals have played better. They've been a little sharper here in this second half. And 2 goals, not an insurmountable advantage, but certainly the next goal all important as Reiners comes out. And Sharpton kind of shoved her aside, but ultimately well played by the defender on that play, Brooke Griffith.
Protecting the ball and making sure your keeper can get to it.
Set wide. Grace Stevenson, rather, trying to chase onto it. Goes out of play on the far side for a throw to Coon Rapids. Jeremy, what are your thoughts? What have your thoughts been on the first 9-10 minutes or so of the first half or the second half?
Well, definitely good to see Coon Rapids in the attacking half here. Putting together some player movement, some control. We got to see them get into the box for the first time today, and hopefully they can do that again here. A lot of bodies on defense for Rogers, though, as they're looking to clear this one out.
Sharpton loses out. And a nice job coming over to play it by Tessa Del Forte.
The Rogers definitely with the advantage. Once they possess the ball, they hang on to it and they get it to move down the field.
It'll be a throw on the near side, though, right in front of the Rogers bench for Coon Rapids. Just about 10 minutes gone by here in the second half. Del Forte making a run. Cuts it back. It's squared, but dealt with comfortably by Rogers. Up for Sharpton. Drops it back for Carroll. Now it's picked up by number 8, Olivia Smith. Just come in waves.
And once they've got that ball, they know where to move. They've got their passes. You see them calling for it. Not giving their defender a chance to get in the way.
Yeah, they're a well-drilled team, and they seem to be making some quick decisions. One-touch passing as Chimura's pass is intercepted. What a perfect night for soccer, huh? 69 and sunny on the turn.
It is a nice weather situation we got.
Achuchik cuts it back and then plays it back to Hector Kirch.
And that's what Coon Rapids needs to do, is just put together some possession, hang on to the ball, control it, and take your shots, just like that first goal. Good interception there defensively for the Cardinals to bring it up into the attacking half.
Well played by Del Forte. She gets it wide for Langworthy. Langworthy decides to go for goal, and for the first time in this game, Emma Blanchard makes a stop. She comes off her line to collect it. Amazing. First time she's touched the ball in 51 minutes of this contest. Players tangled, but they say play on.
Well, that's
one yellow card issued. Sorry, Jeremy. One yellow card issued in this game. It was to Grace Stevenson early, but otherwise it's been a relatively cleanly played game. I thought it was kind of a harsh yellow to be given so soon. Sharpton again plays it for Elmquist. And well defended once more by Angelina LeClaire. Couple substitutions as Rogers goes deep into its bench, and Caradendas Lazos returns. And it looks like a couple of the Rogers midfield comes out.
Dangerous place for the ball to be there. Rogers still possessing.
Yeah, Royals. This is much of what they did in the first half. Just knocking it about the midfield, regaining possession when they lose it, and creating chances for themselves.
Like a cat playing with a bird, you might say?
I hadn't thought about that, but I'm glad you did. Deep into their bench, Natalie Shurin. First time we've seen her out there tonight.
Good
Rogers
position.
gets it wide. There's a shot and a save by Reiners. She saw it comfortably. Elmquist was waiting and thought maybe the better play would have been to cross it to Elmquist, but Reiners will take that. Numbers now for the game, 7 corners and 7 shots on goal.
Well, good to secure that ball by the keeper, too. That first goal came on a rebound. So to get that first shot, and you saw Rogers had players right there waiting to scoop those up. The hockey goals, as they were, those second chances.
Yep, Elmquist made her pay with that right-footed shot she bobbled, and Reiner's had a couple of those in the first half, but she has been more sure-handed in the second half as Carroll gets it wide. Crossed, Elmquist at the near post, collision, and it goes out of play and off of Elmquist for a goal kick. But Elmquist is just a really, really high soccer IQ player, and she just knows exactly where to go, make that near post run like she does here, and she got a boot to it, but just could not steer it on. It's kind of tough, kind of a tough angle to kind of get it on goal from there, and Reiners came out to bother it.
That constant aggression, though, just being there is how you make stuff happen. Like you said, a high soccer IQ, just being in the right place to even get a foot on the ball.
Knowing where to go, that is so much of the battle. As Carroll Shimura knocking it about. Lofted into the box. It's falling dangerously. Hits off a Coon Rapids arm. Thought it could have been a handball, but ultimately Elmquist's shot goes wide. As we've got a substitution down below for Katie Smith, who enters the game for Coon Rapids.
I'm not sure if that shot deflected off a Coon Rapids player at all.
I thought it might have, but ultimately Elmquist, I guess, couldn't just missed it wide. She's had a couple of those efforts here in the second half. No official tally, but from my count anyway, Rogers over 20 shots for the game. Shots on goal have been obviously a little less.
We call those Yund official statistics.
Yund official
Yes.
statistics. I like it.
They're usually biased towards the home team as well.
On the scoreboard anyway, seven corners and 7 shots on goal. Little give and go to Chimura. Well defended. Still in the possession of Rogers. Near side for Miley. Nice job coming over to sweep it away.
I believe that stays Royals ball. But yeah, you see those Coon Rapids defenders starting to get their shoulders in there, bumping bodies a little bit to regain possession of the ball.
Elmquist splitting defenders. Falls kindly for Weirman. Their fullbacks come up almost like wingbacks in this system for Rogers as it goes out of play for a Coon Rapids throw on the far side. Just about 24 minutes remaining here in the second half. Cardinals surrendered a goal in the first 5 minutes of each half, and that's how they find themselves trailing 2-0.
And like you said, on that attack for the Royals, you've got your backline defenders almost up at that 40-yard line.
Elmquist on the turn. Dances onto her left foot. And it hits her on the clearance, and then they clear it again. Only as far, however, as O'Malley. Still in the possession of the Royals. There's a shot from distance, palmed aside by Reiners. She chases after it. It's an empty net, and Chimura finds the back of it. Reiners came out to get it. She couldn't. She battled with Carroll. It was played back to the 8th grader Grace Chimura, and she finished for her 3rd of the season. Greta Chimura has been really, really good for the Royals, and Chimura made no mistake to make it 3-0 Rogers. As you see the highlight here, Reiners makes the initial stop but can't get there, and once she fell down, that was the opportunity, and that was all Greta Chimura needed.
Yeah, she was chasing after that. Don't know if she was expecting some resistance from that player to hold her up, but little mistake there, and then Rogers capitalizes on that to take a 3-0 lead, and they have possession of the ball already.
Well, the players we talked about were the impact players, and making things happen for the Royals in this game have been the difference, really. Lauren Carroll, Ella Wade's got an assist, but Abby Elmquist, Lauren Carroll, and now Greta Chimura, the 3 most dangerous attackers for the Royals, now each have a goal. Elmquist goes down with a knock. Lauren Carroll from a tight angle, and a nice save by Reiners, who pops it up and makes the catch. Elmquist still on a knee. But she's been dealt with physically today by the Coon Rapids defense, who obviously know how dangerous she is with the ball at her feet. 3-0 our score, mirroring the midway point of the second half.
Coon Rapids turns it right back over to the Royals.
Miley looking for Elmquist. And Elmquist is just getting all kinds of clattering from Angelina LeClaire and wondering why she's not getting more calls. And that time LeClaire whistled for the infraction as she goes through the back of Elmquist.
Saw the extension on that arm there.
Angelina LeClaire, very confident and physical player, especially for a freshman. Those sweet-looking red boots. Achterkirch up to take the free kick for Rogers. Sends it to the far post, and it goes wide. Oh, nearly in. I think the whistle may have blown. Carroll was running toward it, but what a teasing, terrific ball from Avery Achterkirch.
Absolutely. Great placement there. Player was able to get a shot on the net. Just rolled it a little bit to the left. Came off the outside of that post.
Yeah, I mean, it got a deflection and was nearly in, but just a great ball, great loft on it.
Good placement.
Carroll had beaten everybody. Now, the flag was up on the far side. That was the whistle, so it wouldn't have counted it anyway, but still credit where it's due. And dangerous opportunity as you see John Caring showing off a little bit of his footy skills.
Well, and the trick there is getting it close enough for your players to put it on net, but not close enough that the goalie can make a play on it coming out. It's a tough spot to hit, and it's tough to gauge because different goalies have slightly different ranges, and a step or two can make all the difference.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're dealing with a tall, rangy goalie who likes to come off their line, that can be a dangerous place to put it. But, you know, wisely, they knew that if they could get their player to it first, that it would probably have some positive results. And ultimately, it was just a mistimed run. Lauren Carroll got I think it hit off her thigh, but ultimately it was for naught. And now another raft of substitutions, a hockey substitution. And how about this, an appearance for number 45 for Coon Rapids, and I don't have her on either roster. I'm sorry. Elmquist, a much-deserved rest. She's been hugely impactful from minute one here in this game.
19 and a half to play here. She is probably done for the day.
Shimura also coming off, getting a nice round of applause. She had some opportunities in that first half, never could quite seem to get a clean shot away, however, and ultimately her effort was did find the back of the net in the second half, however, so
Coon Rapids possessing here just past midfield, trying to get something going offensively.
Achterkirch wisely goes wide with it. Piper Karish keeps it in mounds. Now would be the time for Coon Rapids to get something going offensively, even if they could just earn a free kick in a dangerous position. As Bailey Root directing traffic out there for Coon Rapids. What can the Cardinals do offensively here, Jeremy? Or is it just about getting that ball and possessing it a little more?
I think that's the key right there. Just get the ball, possess it, get your people in position to run some of those set plays, those things that you've done in practice where people know where they're supposed to be. Rather than just sending the ball up and hoping your players get there first. You know, that actual coordinated effort.
18 minutes to go in the game. Don't forget, Jeremy will have the call of the boys' game between Rogers and Coon Rapids immediately following this one at 7 o'clock here on CTN Coon Rapids. Boys, girls, doubleheaders.
That's the way to do it, I think.
I agree, yeah. And it gets both teams familiar with one another, supporting one another. And each team gets a chance to play under the lights. And believe it or not, the lights starting to take effect here.
Yeah,
we are approaching 6:30.
Fall has fallen.
It has.
The temperature and the sun both going down at similar times.
Reiners comes out and makes a nice save to deny Emma Putton.
Great stop there to get out, cut down that angle, and cover enough ground. I think she was trying to sneak that ball under the goalie when she came up there, but
yeah, she had to make a couple stops, and ultimately that effort goes wide. So Rogers' lead remains 3 goals. How did the Saints season end up finishing up, by the way?
I believe last night was their last game. They won their last 3 to end up the season, so.
But no playoffs.
No playoffs.
No playoffs.
For now that they are the official minor league affiliate of the Minnesota Twins, that playoff structure changes a little bit. It's just the top team from each division rather than a full bracket. So
right, they don't do the whole thing. But
they just bring a couple teams out. I think they do it in Vegas.
For some reason, I thought their season ended at Labor Day, but I may be thinking of other lower level minor leagues. So
definitely a great season. A lot of chances for Twins players on rehab and some up and coming new prospects to get a chance to play. Lots of home runs, some good defensive plays. So
plus, we bid a fond farewell to J.W. Cox.
There you go. Off to bigger and better things.
Different things, at least.
Coon Rapids trying to get the ball out of their own end here still with 15 and change to play.
Excited for JW, though, that voice of UNI now. As that's lumped forward. And the second touch of the game for Emma Blanchard.
Got to keep her fresh somehow, right?
Well, like I was saying in the first half, you don't see high school teams nearly as much as pro teams. You don't see high school teams play through their goalie nearly as much, or their back line. It's they're much more willing to give up possession momentarily rather than play it back.
Yep.
You know, just to keep possession. So we're gonna have a throw on the near side by Olivia Smith. See Lauren Miley coming out. See done by Emily Snicker. Oh, well read. Beautifully done by Brooke Griffith. The back line for Coon Rapids obviously been very busy tonight, and they've played pretty well. I mean, especially Angelina LeClaire. We've called her name quite a bit, and she has been all over the place. And just not on the same page, as you can see right there, as Achuchik comes over to clear on the danger. So a through ball is played, but the runner is making the run and not necessarily looking at the same time. So
correct. It's that like you said, a lot of that stuff is in practice, just knowing where your players are going to be and making a plan for, like, when we're bringing the ball up, I'm going wide, I'm going narrow. Just knowing positioning plays such an important part.
Comfort and familiarity with one another. And the teams that can play together a lot can have it, and the teams that don't, it's a work in progress. That goes out of play for a Rogers throw on the far side.
So at this point, what you want to see from Coon Rapids isn't just that reactive. You know, they've been on their back heels most of the game, but just that reactive, just kicking the ball out of the zone, just waiting for the game to end. You still want to have them, have your team putting in that effort, still trying to put those plays together, because all of that experience and practice pays off and comes forward. And the season is kind of one really long game.
Yeah, no question about it, as Achterkirch settles this one. Even with the long passes, they're able to find their teammates. Well played positionally by Brooke Griffith. Rue. effort never an issue with the John Caron team. Girls play hard from start to finish as we have a couple more late substitutions. Isabel Allen and Anna Langworthy returning for the Cardinals.
Just a touch over 12 minutes left in the game here.
What are your expectations, Jeremy, from the boys' game?
Well, I know each team's got one win on the board for the season, so on paper, evenly matched. We'll see how it actually plays out on the field, because as you know, the games aren't played on paper. Unless you have a really bad field, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. That you'd have to resod that or reprint it, whatever it may be.
Like one of those paper dartboards.
That's right.
But it should be interesting. I think the wind won't come into play too much. It seems to have died down a little bit.
Sarah Force. Oh, there. I was gonna say. I'm like, wow. Sarah Force called for a very hard foul, and she gets into the box. Chance here. Not sure if a hand helped that along, but ultimately, Sophie Backery could not keep it in. I'll be curious to see that replay. Force took the free kick quickly, and it looked like Backery was trying to tip it over the goalie, but
may have been going for the field goal post there to tie it up at 3.
And she, sure enough, okay. I'm like, I knew my eyes didn't deceive me.
Little hand of God there.
No, yeah, you can't do that in soccer. Boy, I didn't expect a Diego Maradona 86 reference on this broadcast, but that's why you hire a Jeremy Smith.
For the most obscure references you can think of.
Yeah, because he's making you smarter as the analyst and as the play-by-play voice.
I was going to say, don't expect too much out of play-by-play then.
Brooke Griffith has it go off her. Brianna Valenti taking care of that. Swept away by Griffith. Up to Langworthy. That's a nice trap. But again, those 50-50 balls, Jeremy, they're just not winning them. Rogers has been the aggressor. That's lumped forward. No one making the run, so shepherded out of play.
Yeah, a lot of those 50-50 balls, even the ones Coon Rapids comes up with, Rogers 1 or 2 touches later is taking those away and regaining possession of the ball. We don't have that stat of time of possession, but it feels very lopsided.
Yeah, well, and it would be broken down by percentage of possession, so but, you know, yeah, boy, the most lopsided you ever see it is like 80-20, and it feels like that's what it's been about tonight. As, again, another hockey change for Rogers. Kind of
swapping
using the whole roster. Yeah, using the whole roster.
Get everyone some playing time.
We just hope that the captain, Emma Wade, is okay. She, as you said, Jeremy, left the stadium, so not returning tonight.
Well, with that playing time, like you and I were talking about, it's just that getting a good feel for your teammates, knowing how fast they run, what their cadence is, which foot they want the ball on when you pass. So even just in the last minutes of a game, getting some time on the field in a real game situation definitely plays dividends through the course of a season.
Yep, no doubt. Nice control initially by Maddie Sharpton, and it goes out of play for the 8th corner kick of the game for Rogers. Well dealt with by Griffith as we're nearing the 8.5-minute mark of the second half.
See the player covering that back post right away as they get lined up. We'll see if they go to launch one in the box or go for that short pass again here.
Well, they like the short corner, and they've done a few trading ground moves in the first half. Cross. Sharpton gets a boot to it. Carroll there as well, and that one over the bar as Katie Nelson, sophomore midfielder, first touch of the game for her, and she shoots it over. And Reiners is going to sleep well tonight. She has been busy in between the sticks tonight for Coon Rapids.
A lot of work, and even on plays where the ball doesn't come to her, she's got to be ready. She's got to be thinking about positioning, where that ball's going, where it's coming from.
And Rogers got a few more starters in there like Carroll. and Sharpton and Shimura. So now they're back to controlling that midfield. Force gets there off of Carroll. Rue keeps it in on the far side. And it's going to be a throw for Coon Rapids.
Good defending there to not turn that over on that corner.
But yeah, Cardinals have to do something to unlock their offense. 4 goals in 3 games this year, Jeremy. A 3-2 loss to, or a 3-2 win, rather. There's a shot from distance. Now they scored 1 in one game, 1 in another game, and then they lost, I believe, 3-2 to Osseo. So those are the 3 games in which they've scored, and otherwise they've been shut out. And they are 7 minutes away from suffering their 10th shutout of the season. And injuries certainly have been a part of it, as Sharpton lines one up from distance into the waiting arms of Reiners. I don't know if that's a formation change or just practice, just more repetition in that formation and whatnot, but
is it like Mighty Ducks where they need to get some eggs out there and pass them back and forth?
that might get a little messy, especially on a paper field.
There you go.
Centered and then cleared, but if you look at the scoreboard, it really tells the tale. 10 shots on goal and 8 corner kicks for Rogers tonight. Nothing. Neither a corner nor a shot on goal, nor a shot, period, for Coon Rapids here in this contest. As Gabby Sharpton, offside, tried to come back to receive the pass. 4th offside of the game on Rogers.
Well, when you're being aggressive on the ball and possessing in the front half, that's going to happen.
Yep, no doubt. Nicely trapped there by Sydney Sharpton, sister of Gabby.
And again, 2 touches later, and the Cardinals have turned the ball back over to Rogers. Almost got me to say Rochester there.
I hadn't done it for a while. It's just kind of a brain thing for a minute. Nice little give and go
Shot
back
there.
to Carroll, and that goes wide. So Lauren Carroll has led the team in shots tonight, but only found the back of the net once. She's been a little unlucky, hit the left post in the first half.
Probably didn't get everything she wanted on that last one as it kind of rolled harmlessly wide.
Stolen
Again.
back by Carroll, and now hooked away by Griffith.
It's kind of a lack of urgency on the defense there to get that ball out and under
Yeah.
control.
Little too casual on the ball. Sometimes you have to know that the press is coming, especially against this Rogers team that has been doing it from the first whistle. That one will find its way to Reinhurst.
Still 4 minutes to go here. Cardinals keep the ball inbounds on the near side. 2 kicks later, Rogers is back in control.
And now each team just trying to settle things down as Gabby Sharpton gets it ahead. Carroll dancing with it, tries to hit a cutter, and it's cut out nicely by the Cardinals' defense. Rogers will improve to 7-5 overall and 4-5 in NWSC play. Coon Rapids will fall to 1-12 overall and still look for their first win as that shot from Sharpton deflected out of play for the 9th corner of the game.
A dangerous chance there for the Royals, and good job by the defense to get in position to get that one deflected out. You had a couple open players there playing with the ball in the box.
And again, I think they'll try to execute their little short corner with O'Malley and Shimura.
Oh,
Nope.
faked it.
Instead, O'Malley will put one right into the middle of the box. Rogers was able to get ahead to it. And now what Coon Rapids, what they would have wanted to do is try to hit Rogers on the counter because the Royals are so aggressive pressing forward that they would have wanted to try to hit him over the top and get him on the counter in one of these when they were able to clear the ball, but didn't happen tonight as Sarah Force deals with it out of bounds on the far side. We're inside of 3 minutes to go here at the Cardinals Athletic Complex here on CTN Coon Rapids. Cardinals trail the Royals 3-0.
Well, back and forth on that far side.
Sharpton takes a bump, Force, and it goes out of bounds.
Looks like we're calling a little collision there is where the whistle happened.
Oh, yeah, they're going to indeed call a foul. Neither team, with the score line being what it is, complaining too much.
Well, at this point, what you want to do is just avoid any silly injuries.
Yep. And again, LeClaire
There's
stepping into a Katie Nelson. Rogers not loving that. LeClaire has been certainly willing to throw her body around tonight, but the only yellow card of the game picked up by Stevenson.
The announcer's cursed there right as I finished saying it, right?
And then LeClaire, the recipient of a foul. And certainly a little frustration on the part of Natalie Shurin, who, as a senior, I don't mind a senior trying to stick up for some of her younger teammates that are taking collisions. But that one goes the way of the Cardinals. Oh, a little miss hit. Falls for Sharpton. Force getting tangled up with her.
We are going to get a call this time.
Yeah, see if they
Part
bring
of
the yellows out again, but there's only a minute to go. So this
part of
time,
that, too, is the refs just trying to keep it under control.
Sure.
You don't want things to escalate. So
absolutely. Little mini wall set up in front.
maybe they're just friends.
Ashlyn O'Malley not even asking for the 10 yards. She'll take the free kick. Rogers continuing to press with 45 seconds left and a 3-goal lead. Ooh. And that Royal appears to be down. I don't think we're going to get a clock stoppage. Wonder if she was stepped on, maybe. That doesn't look good. Training staff going out to attend to her. Clock is stopped with 38 seconds left. It's so tough, though, Jeremy. When you look at holistically Coon Rapids and the program and stuff, you have two players that now play at St. Thomas, obviously big losses last year, but just replacing players to graduation and trying to keep that pipeline up, as you see here. And I think maybe, I don't know if her leg just got caught in between on that tackle or what, but
Might be that left knee.
she is in serious
Well, it looks like that right leg is what they're looking at.
pain, so hopefully she's okay. I think it's the left ankle. But regardless, it's a sore one for sure.
Well,
You just hate to say, well, what announcer's curse.
it's my fault. That one's on me.
You said just get out of here with no injuries, and
That one's on me.
you know, less than a minute left, and again, the Cardinals playing tough, playing physical, playing hard from whistle to whistle, and unfortunately, these things happen sometimes.
They do. But,
We're going to step aside here at the Cardinals Athletic Complex as they tend to the injured Rogers Royal. And we'll be back in a moment here. Cardinals trail it by 3 goals here, late second half in Coon Rapids.
So, Howie, did you know the term soccer actually came from England?
But don't the English call soccer football, like pretty much everyone else?
Yeah, but only after we started saying soccer and the world was mocking us for it.
So you're saying the UK set us up?
Yep, Sabotage.
Brits.
Did you know Coon Rapids has a city code regulating the height of your grass? Grass and weeds must be kept under 8 inches high. Thank you for helping our city look its best. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov.
And we're back here at Cardinals Athletic Complex. Lily Perkins, the freshman defender, obviously not able to put any weight on that left leg, and some real pain as she is helped off by her coaches. So back to action with just 38 seconds remaining. And the flag up on the far side. Not sure if I think that's going to be ruled a foul or a handball. Force kicks it right into Carroll. It's getting chippy toward the end of this game as LeClaire plays it wide with under 20 seconds left. Coon Rapids with one more push forward, and again, like it has all game, Rogers' defense dealing with the danger. As time expires here in Coon Rapids. Well, Rogers scored less than 5 minutes into this game. They tacked on 2 more goals at the beginning and middle of the second half, and they win comfortably. Great games by Abby Elmquist, Lauren Carroll, and the 8th grader Greta Chamura. As you see Elmquist there, probably the player of the game, picking up her team-leading 9th goal, the junior striker for the Royals. Coon Rapids, meanwhile, falls to 1-12 on the season, 0-9 in conference play. They'll try to regroup in their next one coming up on Saturday. For my broadcast partner, Jeremy, what your thoughts on the game?
You summed it up pretty well. All Rogers, they did play through a lot of contact. Coon Rapids defense was getting some good physical play there and did turn away a lot of chances. Lots of shots on goals for Rogers that Coon Rapids defenders were able to meet and get the ball out of there. So a few good takeaways from this loss of at least being in the right position, and hopefully, like you said, they can take that forward into their next one and regroup.
Got to find a way to put the ball in the back of the net, but certainly John Karen will try to do that. Here's a look at our upcoming coverage. Girls volleyball as the Orioles will come to Coon Rapids, and big game for the Coon Rapids Cardinals football team against Andover, and then another girls volleyball game against Armstrong next Tuesday. So Joe and Holly will have that one for you. In the meantime, I'd like to thank our director, Neil Hennon, and our entire crew. Our broadcast partner, Jeremy Smith. I'm Bill Hupp saying good night from the Cardinals Athletic Complex. Coon Rapids falls in a tough one, 3-0 to Rogers. Boys game coming up next. Thanks for watching this presentation of high school soccer on CTN Coon Rapids.